These next 5 features are not well known in SolidWorks, and that's why I know a lot of you are not taking advantage of them, but they are very useful and they make your job easier. So this is a very straightforward video to introduce you to these 5 features so you can start using them today. Let's get to this. Oh, by the way, if you're working with 3D printers, the last 2 features are very important for you. The first one is called model break view. When you're working with particularly large components with tiny width or depth, they are unproportionate. So you would see your component like this. You cannot zoom in to see the details all the time, and you have to zoom out every time you press F. That's what you see. So it's very annoying. The model break view would allow you to take care of that. The way it works is when you click on that, and if you don't have it, just press S on the keyboard and type model break view, and it would just pop up. Press enter, and then it would tell you from what plane to what plane do you want to cut the view. So now I can zoom in, have my whole model here, and I can take a look at the details too. So that's what it is. This is very useful. So feature number 2, you might know them, but it's called cut with surface. As you can see, I have a cube here that I have cut with the surface. It used to be like this, and now I used a plane that looks like this, warped. And I use this as a tool to cut my model, and this is the result I get left. A lot of times, you don't need to work with warped surfaces. You just want to have a clean cut, and I will teach you how. So let's just revert it back. This is our plane or a surface, doesn't matter. It works with either. So you go to the surface tab and you find cut with surface. You pick your surface and you would see an arrow here. It's pointing upward. It means if I click OK, it gets rid of the top half. If I edit this and flip the direction and click OK, it gets rid of the other half. It works in multi-body mode, it works in anything. And just to make a point, this time I'm going to use the front plane. Cut it with the surface and do this, and it gives me a clean cut, okay? Next tool I'm teaching you is deformed. So before I use the feature, I have a black component and I have a warped red surface. I'm going to use this warped red surface as a tool to push this component, the black one, onto that so it would get its form. And if you don't have it in your menu, right click here on the empty space in the menu, click on customize, go to commands, find features, and find deform here. And then you can add and drag and drop it there, and there you go. I have already covered deform in a YouTube short before, so I don't want to cover every aspect of it because there are different ways you can work with this: point, curve to curve, surface push. And in this video, we're going to work with curve to curve only. We have sets that we can create. So I want to push this line, which I select here on the first selection box, onto this edge. And then I'm going to create a new set, this line on this edge, a new set, this line, and this edge, a new set, this line, and this edge. Then I can work on the accuracy over here, how accurate I want it to be, and the mesh size. And after that, SolidWorks pushes your selected component onto the selected tool, and the component gets the form of the tool. In this case, the black component should get the form of the warped red surface, which you can see here. There are tiny variations, as you can see. It cuts into the component because it's difficult to follow it 100% all the time. And in this case, I think it's about 80-90% done correctly. The rest is up to you. Tweak it and make it perfect. The next tool I'm going to cover, and I know a lot of you don't work with it, is called Move Face. This is very useful towards the end of your modeling. If you want to go back and change one of the early features, adjust it, the whole design tree is going to undergo a rendering process to see what happens to the following features. And a lot of times you get annoying errors. You get a lot of the features suppressed, your model disappears. So Move Face is one of the features that I usually use as a quick fix towards the end of my modeling where the design tree is already built up. So for example, I have this component here and it's curved. Let's say I wanted this to be a little bit thicker. For the sake of the example, I would find Move Face by pressing S on the keyboard and type Move Face, and it shows up here. But I have already added it to my menu. Now I have 3 options: offset, translate, rotate. I can offset the surface. You can see the preview, but this is too much. Let's just say 2 and click OK. Now this is it. If I give you the cross section before and after, you would see this is this thick, and if I get rid of move face, it gets thinner. So I just made that surface thicker without having to go back and change the previous features, which would have been a hassle. Now let's see what the other two options do. Translate, just like its name, translates a surface. Now you have to pick the right package or it wouldn't work. Look at that, extending that, and the name doesn't change, so the mates don't break up if an assembly is built on top of this. This is very useful. And the last one is rotate. So if I go here and pick rotate this surface, this axis over here, I can rotate it like 45 degrees and it gives me this, just for the sake of showing you, 23 degrees. And that's what we get. This is the component with the move surface. Now, before I reveal the last one, if you're on your journey to become proficient at SolidWorks, I'm gonna put the link to my SolidWorks Course Pro with more than 2,000 people in the description below. This is a course that covers everything and builds your essentials like no other. I'm including a free webinar and the free module to that course, plus a community that is also free for you. I encourage those of you who are serious about learning SolidWorks, if this is you, go check it out. Do yourself that favor, and that's that. Now, let's get to the last point, which is great if you're working with 3D printers, and that's Indent. I have already covered it in YouTube short, but let's just do that even better. We have a sphere, and these blue components are solid bodies, and we want to have these pipes go through them, right? We want to push these pipes through these half spheres, both of them. And of course, this is a rather easy situation because the pipes are cylindrical, so I can use extrude cut. But let's say I don't want to do that and I want to accommodate some space inside the blue ball for the pipes. So I use indent. Target body, of course, this is the target body, what I want to change. And the tool body region. So I want to select these two pipes as tools to remove it. And I'm going to check cut and I see the preview. Now, if I do that, it would remove them one to one. Let's say 3D printers have tolerances and I want to accommodate some, gaps between them. So I can activate the gap. Let's say I want to do 0.1, make it a little bit larger. And if I hide the tubes now, you will see I have created the cuts. Let me hide the other half. You can see we have created some extra solid bodies that we don't need because it was a hollow tube, which we can remove using delete body like these. And boom. So the other half is still undone. We can bring back tubes, unlike combine, which has the subtract module. If I use subtract and select this and select these two, it gets rid of my pipes for me and I'm left with no pipes here. Combine cannot do that for me. What I have to do is indent it. So now we have our sphere perfect, and this is the gap that we were talking about. And there you go. Okay, there are so many other things you don't know. For example, if you would like to test your SolidWorks skills, watch the video on the left. I have prepared 5 different components, 3D printed them, and I would ask you how many features it would take to create these components. See if you can answer all of them correctly. Or, if you want to learn about the difference between boundary boss and lofted boss in SolidWorks, click on the video on the right.